This is the WDESYQF countertop electric kitchen composter. The unit is 12.2 inches high, it's 14.96 inches long, and 11.02 inches wide. It weighs 20 pounds. The composter comes with a removable carbon filter box, a heavy-duty wastebasket, and the lid is vented. It's odorless, so when you're composting, you will not smell the food. The motor and the internal composting components are heavy-duty, well-made, sturdy, and reliable. Because this unit will be on display in my kitchen, the aesthetics were very important to me. So I like the rectangular shape. It is thin enough that we can fit it onto a small table, and it will have a very small footprint in our kitchen. I like the cleanness of the design. It's very modern. The operations are simple. You have one button to press to achieve all three functions of the composter. So this composter can process 2.2 pounds of food per day. So we decided we would start with a small bag of scraps and run them through to see how well the machine performed. The items that we are composting are mainly vegetables. We don't put meat into our compost because we really don't want to draw any kind of rodents to the compost bins that we have in our yard. There are certain items you should not put into the composter, so it will not accept big bones like beef bones and pork bones. It won't accept shellfish. You shouldn't put chopsticks or toothpicks in there, and you shouldn't put any kind of medicine in there. Corn kernels and other high fiber items should not go in there. You shouldn't put paper towels, none of those things. And obviously no glass and no metal should be placed in the composter. The composter will accept degradable, if you have biodegradable plastic boxes or any other food waste that can be decomposed in nature. So the system is very easy to use. You simply take whatever waste materials you have, place them into the wastebasket, and start your machine. To start the machine, you press the selection button on the front of the machine. The indicator lights will come on. When you first press, everything lights up and it goes off, and then you hit it the first time for the dry out the food, which I guess is the dehydrating portion of the composting process, and you just let it go. It takes 3 to 5 hours for it to do its work. So this is what the composter sounds like when it's running. But you can pretty add quiet food to the machine as it is composting. So the first position is dry and grind, so it does both of those things in that position. Then the second position, if you start in that position, it's grinding, and there are reasons why you would want to do that if you're adding like a microbial into it to break the food down faster. But for the purposes of this review, we're not doing that, so we just did start in the first position, and in the third position is your cool down position. So it will run, and when it gets to the end of its cycle, it will stop. So we went from this bag of scraps to this compost. We put it in a bag for comparison, and then here is what it looked like before we did a little grinding on it to get a finer compost. We felt like we had a very positive experience with this composter because we do compost regularly. this is going to save space, number one, in our refrigerator and our freezer, because in the past what we would do was the daily scraps we would put into the plastic freezer bags, and they would go into the refrigerator or go into the freezer, and then we'd take them out as we, to think about, oh, we got to take these out. And now we don't have to do that. Now we can just put the scraps into the composter, which my husband has been doing all day. He just puts the scraps from the meals and from the cooking straight into the composter. It is a well-made product. It is quiet, it's sturdy, and again, it has a small footprint. So I personally don't think that you can go wrong with this, even if you're not someone who does composting. It is helpful not to have food scraps in the house. And if you're somebody who doesn't mind composting meats in yours, then you can put all of that in the compost bin and dehydrate it, put it in the trash, and take it out with your weekly trash. But you won't get that smell in your trash. I think the price is fair. I looked around, I compared prices of similar composters, kitchen composters of similar size, similar functionality, and they all line up in the same price range. So it's just a matter of the aesthetics that you're looking for, what you need in particular in a composter. So it's 5 stars for us. I'm really glad that this became available in the Vine program. I hope this review and video has been helpful if you're thinking about buying a composter.